Hey y'all, what's going on? Good afternoon, good afternoon. Happy Thursday, happy One Stranger, One Smile Thursday for the royal family members. We know what we got to do on Thursdays, right? So, anyway, real quick, let me tip in here. I will be back again more than likely later this afternoon, but let me just point this out. There's been a little bit, hey, Darren Hood, oh my God, how you been? Um, a little bit of an update. I know there's been some sneak peeks on the preview or previews for part 2 of the RHOP reunion. And I took a look at it. I hope y'all did too. And this thing has gotten interesting. Y'all just, I'm telling you, hit the like button if you haven't already. If you have, I thank you. If you didn't, go ahead and tap it. Subscribe if you're not a member already, please and thank you. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you click all so you'll know every time we go live over here with the royal family. So listen, I'm pretty sure if you looked at the caption I got in the description box, is the colorism line. The colorist line has been drawn. So we're going to get into it. Let me greet everybody real quick. And I'm going to tell y'all what I saw that was so disturbing with this preview. All right. Hey, Delicia, how are you? Vita's here from Denver. Chanel D. Queen, good to see you. Hey, Tasha Renee. Velma Cook, how are you? Auntie Eva, good to see you. Hey, Angie, how are you? Oh, wow. Okay. My sister's up in here. Nacho Twins Mama, how you doing? There's my DT. How are you? Yes, we're going to talk about them. You on your way to breakfast. All right. That's all right. We're going to laugh and talk while you on your way to breakfast. Carol Chamberlain, hey, how you doing? Miss Sparkle, good to see you. All right. Let's see. Let's get on through here so I can start running my mouth. Hey, love my dogs too. Good to see you. Sharon Foner, hello. How are you? Good to see you as well. Darren Hood, as I live and breathe, it's so good to see you. Sandra, how are you? Glennis, how you doing, sis? There you girl, our lady 747. All right. Let's see who, oh, my Christian Key is there. Okay. We got CC Miller. All right. East 32nd. Okay. Sanat Abrams, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy to be happy. Good to see you. Legina, how are you? All right. Happy to be happy, girl. Where your crown went? I just realized that. All right. Sunshine, hello. Malicia, hello. Good to see you. Dana Cutler, hey there. Yvette, good to see you. Jamie, good to see you. Sanat, again, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate the support. That is awesome. All right. So we back. Y'all, let's talk about what's going on, shall we? This situation has gotten a little strange. And it's almost obvious, and it would be funny if it wasn't tragic. If it was not tragic, it would be so funny. Delicia, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so much. That's so awesome of you. Y'all, this thing has gotten disturbing. It's gotten very disturbing. Now, I know if y'all go over to the Bravo Shade Room or to BravoTV.com, more than likely you'll be able to see the sneak peek to the preview. But I got to tell y'all something. It looks very, very disturbing. JC is here. Hey there. Yes, we appreciate. It's always good to see Sanat. I don't see her often, but it's always good to see her. And Delicia, I appreciate you too. So the previews, guys, have gotten very, very strange. And I mean very strange. Now, the seating really didn't give us a heads up on what exactly was going to end up happening on this reunion. But again, y'all know I'm the first one to tell you, pay close attention because there's some funny things going on. That's all I can say. Some very funny things. And well, that's not all I can say. I actually have a whole lot to say. If I'm going to be very honest, I have a whole bunch to say. So anyhow, let's get into it. Anna L., how you been? Good to see you. Nika, hey Nika. All right, so I missed a couple of people, but I ain't mean no harm if I missed you. Holler at me again and I'll catch you. So anyhow, let's get this show on the road, shall we? So now, this is what's what. This is what's what. Now, it looks like from what we can tell with this reunion situation from the preview, it looks like Karen has clearly picked a side. All right. She showed her hand, y'all. She brings up her go-to, she went back to the comment that Candiace made last season, telling her to go to eternal hell and tells her that, her behavior has to stop. Mind you, this is the same behavior this young woman exhibited just last year when everybody said that the issue was all on Monique. Okay. Now she went as far as to say that her and Giselle, they dice each other up for the last 6 years, but they don't cut to the bone. Now, y'all, it got to be very interesting to me because she can say they don't cut to the bone, but the truth of the matter is you kind of do cut to the bone. And the reason I say you kind of do is because you done talked about this lady's vagina. You done talked about her legs. You done talked about her house, about how she eats like a pig. You called her broke down hoe. Like, it goes on and on and on. So, for Karen to take this stance when it was clearly not a true statement, like when somebody blatantly lies like that, they're taking a stance. I want y'all to catch this. But hold on, there's more pieces, more moving pieces. So then Mia screams out, while she's going back and forth with Candiace, well, F you, and, you don't get to talk to me like that. And the girl, in reality, when they were talking at Giselle's backyard bug bonanza, Candiace wasn't talking to her crazy when she told her, well, your video was low budget. She didn't do that. She was just really asking her very calmly why she thought it was okay to go to her mother and be questioning her about her personal business, which is a very fair question. I would have wanted to know the same thing. You got to bear in mind, Candiace had not seen the playback. She just asked the question based on what she was told by her friend, Wendy. Okay? Hey, Niecy. So anyway, she's screaming and telling her, you better watch your back. Now, Wendy caught it. Apparently, Wendy herself caught it like I did. Like, that was a threat. And then she told Andy, like, at that point, it was a veiled threat. But then she clarified the threat, y'all, by telling Andy she overdue for a butt kicking, and I might be the one to give it to her. I might be the one to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you, that wasn't as alarming. I mean, it's pretty alarming. She's large enough that she could really inflict harm on Candiace. That'd be like me hitting Candiace. Like, why would you do that? Just why? That'd be like me hitting anybody. Why on earth would you do it? But the part that was the most alarming, Ken folks, is that Andy smirked. He had this smirk, this satisfied smirk on his face, like he was agreeing and in agreement with threats of physical violence. I want y'all to bear in mind and remember, just think back, like Betty Wright said in Tonight is the Night, okay? I don't want y'all to wait till I get to the end of this live saying, oh yeah, now I remember. I don't want to hear that. Don't wait to the end and say, oh yeah, now I remember. Because Andy Cohen was the exact same person, if y'all recall, who felt the need to give a public statement about Bravo not condoning violence and pretending he was so devastated and shook up because Monique shifted a wig. Okay? Darren, you saw the smirk on his face? Thank you, because ain't nobody else see it. I'm the only one who saw it, because ain't nobody else saying a word. So I guess it was just me and you that seen this man smirking. Okay? So it lets you know, again, that's another sign the fix is in. Lines have been drawn. So then Giselle tags in her and her neck of many folds. Her and her neck of many folds. They tagged in next. DT says, Andy Cohen and his raw chicken sausage was smirking like he just slept with a male model the night before. I hated it. You saw that, right? It was terrible. He is fake and fickle. See, you're right, CC. Andy Cohen is fickle in that he will flip and flop back and forth based on what those executives higher up tell him that he needs to do. You say Andy is a sitch. Oh, the other word. Oh, gotcha. The other word. Yes. That's right, Lady 747. Yeah, y'all please like the video. Please, 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 and thank you. So anyway, Giselle and her neck of many folds tags in. Now, she goes in to, try to chime in with Karen, like, oh yeah, Karen's on our side this time. Let's get excited. And she goes, yeah, I don't respond to 100% of what Karen's comments, and Karen's chiming in like they the Bopsy twins. Oh no, and I don't even respond to 1% of Giselle's comments. And I mean, they're going back and forth with the bull crap. And so it was around this time Andy gonna ask Wendy. And I think they were hoping Wendy was going to be afraid to stand up against Team Yellow, because there's clearly a Team Yellow at this point. And it's so painfully obvious. Okay. So Andy asked Wendy, do you think that what she does is anything different? And here's the problem. Wendy tried to explain it in a way that it made sense. They tried to do it, and she tried to do it in a way that it would make sense to them. And she says, everybody cuts deep, which is true. They all say horrible things to each other. And at the end of the day, if you don't like somebody or you're in a bad place with a person, you might say some mean stuff. You might be joking, or you might be dead serious. You might have meant just what you said. Okay? But Wendy told the truth. Everybody cuts deep. She said Candiace sticks the landings. I think Candiace says it in a way that's just a little too black for him. East 30 Seconds says Candiace must now be seeing that she was used last season. I hope so. And now they are turning on her to push her out. I don't like Candiace, but it's all hypocritical. Right. I don't like Candiace or her ways or her husband. I do like her mama. I don't like her wigs though. However, what they're doing is clearly wrong. And there's a clear reason. I feel like they're trying to make a point, and I think they want to see a new face of Potomac. They want to make sure ain't no brown skin left. Okay. So anyway, and then, of course, Candiace is like, well, should I not stick the landings to spare their feelings? Which is a fair question. If somebody's attacking you verbally, or you feel verbally attacked, because let's be honest, verbal attacks are all about how you feel and not about facts. Especially in this day and age, because now you got people, if you tell them the truth, they can say it's a verbal attack. But a lot of times they throw insults at Candiace and she takes the bait and response. The difference that I'm noticing is that they can insult her, but her returning the insult is frowned upon and looked at as bad behavior. Okay. Now here we go. Karen jumps in. Now, this is what made me really start to see what some of y'all been telling me about Candiace, not Candiace, but Karen the whole time. Karen jumps in and makes an offhanded threat. And she was like, well, if you keep on going, you might not have to spare anybody's feelings. We may just all tune you out. And so that's when Candiace was like, well, if you want to turn your back on me and tune me out, that's fine. And she tried to flip it around and say, well, that's not what we want to do because we care about you. It's just that we can't stay in the line of fire, abuse with the tongue. And it's like, what are you talking about, Karen? Somebody telling you to go to hell is not an attack or abuse. Somebody saying go to hell is not nice. We shouldn't be telling people to go to hell. However, if that moment, that's how she felt, and she felt like you did something to her, Candiace says she felt like Karen was doing something evil to her. And at this point, the way Karen is flipping and flopping, willing to tell blatant lies while sitting up there on that couch in order to go along with Mia, is Mia's friendship that important? That you lie? Because we know Mia don't mind lying, honey. Mia made it clear she'll tell a lie in a minute, and she might tell 10 lies per minute. However, what I'm noticing is a huge flip in Karen's behavior, which says to me, maybe some of the stuff they claiming she did behind the scenes to that girl just might be true. Just might be true. Now, what you say? You say Karen has always been phony and fake. A lot of y'all have been saying that, and I really didn't see it. I saw like a little bit of the putting on, but I just thought that was her putting on airs. did not realize that Miss Thing will tell a whole blatant lie if it suits what she trying to do at the moment. Hey, Sharon Stanley. All right. East 32nd, what you say? Say Potomac will soon look like the light-skinned lodges and ladies' clubs, the so-called elite free mixed light-skinned community that thrived after slavery until today. I think that's exactly what they're going for. I think Potomac is definitely heading for blue vein society territory. If y'all catch what I'm throwing. DT says, I'm always Team Karen, but irritated by what she was saying to Candiace at this episode. I don't like Sandy Cheeks Candiace, but I was annoyed at Auntie Karen. I was too, because I saw what she was doing. Now, if you pick a side based on what you feel is right and wrong, bet. But when sides are picked and it's clearly based on complexion, I got a little problem with it. Oh, yeah, Andy always promotes violence. Always, always. Hey, Queen Mermaid. Velma, what you say? You believe it. Karen's a liar and she shysted. I'm seeing it. I didn't see it before. I'm going to be honest. I've been fooled before. After all, I took part in a whole boycott with somebody who turned around and said that it was no big deal. Hey, Amused. RNM, what you say? You say Karen is a snake? I don't know. It's starting to look that way. Starting to look like she might be good for a good old bag and a belt and a pair of shoes. It looks funny. So anyway, she threw that out there. Then Giselle tried to lie to save the look of the attack. I want y'all to pay attention to these tactics that they're using now, because I ain't going to stay here long, but I want y'all to get this. Now, it was an attack, and they had a whole attack plan, and it wasn't going just right. And I think what messed up their attack was that, much like last year, when Karen wouldn't go along with the attack, it made it look faulty. It made people ask questions. When Wendy refused to go along with the attack, it made people ask questions. So then the only thing that was left was for Giselle to try to save the attack. Like, let's try to make it look like it wasn't what it was. Okay? Y'all, please hit the like button. Please like. DT say 44 people need to hit that like button. Please, please, please. You say she was giving directions. Hey, maybe so. But listen, so Giselle jumps in, tries to lie to save the look of the attack by saying, well, I guess what we're saying is you the only one who you ended up in an altercation. Candiace returned volley on that so quick and said, but you weren't in the attack, but you sure walked your friend Robin into your friend Ashley's establishment so that they could have an altercation. And she did. And I was real happy, y'all, because production stepped in and proved it to be the truth. That's exactly what she did. Like, production stepped right in. Now, let me get some of y'all comments, child, because I don't want to miss nothing. Karen also tried to get Candiace fired last season. That's what Candiace said. But see, we didn't know whether it was true or not because wasn't nobody saying that but Candiace. But now it's like, oh, okay. So maybe Secret Squirrel wasn't lying about that. She was full of crap last year, but maybe she wasn't lying about that. Hey, Mimi, the head sniper, say I don't blame Candiace, because if you come at me, you tell me how hard to solve my mouth fires back at you. Yeah, you can't tell nobody how to shoot it back at you. You can't. Absolutely cannot. Now, whether I be cool or come out of a bag is going to be greatly determined on whether I prayed real good this morning. Yeah, this is very disappointing for Auntie Karen. I ain't know she was out here real snaky and slimy and shysty and lying like that. You say you definitely believe Karen did it. Okay, that's what it's looking like. It's definitely looking like it. Like everything that girl said on her was the truth. Yeah, I hate to have to defend Candiace. Oh God. But in reality, like, we gotta stand up for what's right and wrong. It don't really matter who's right or who's wrong. You gotta tell the truth, right? And then Robin jumps up and she's like, well, that didn't have anything to do with Giselle, but it kind of does, because Giselle So anyway, so now many of us are left at the spot where, of course, Giselle and her many necks, her many folds, her neck of many folds, rather, they jumped into this situation to try to make Candiace look bad. And she forgot that her good friend was not only in a confrontation, her good friend traveled to somebody's place of business to engage in an altercation, and she went with her. She rode shotgun, y'all. Giselle and her neck of many folds rode shotgun in that debacle where Robin was going over there to get in a confrontation with Ashley. And what's worse, and thank y'all for the heads up on sound. What's worse is the fact that Robin thought that making an excuse, I saw Ashley and I saw red. So basically, you're admitting on camera that you're an out of control animal. You're admitting on camera that you have no self control, that you could go wild at any moment and physically attack anybody. All it's going to take is for you to be upset and see red. Uh-huh. Now let's see. Malicia says, and they start with Candiace, but get mad that she reads them better. That's what it is. Gives it been coming from people for years and nobody gangs up on her. Right. But this is a complete gang up. I'm glad you saw it. This was a complete and total gang up. Period, point blank. There's nothing else you can call it. Right, Tasha Renee? And then Giselle says, and Robin will drag you. You see what I'm saying? Like nobody's surprised that Jake from State Farm could drag a woman. I mean, it's Jake from State Farm. She can also drag those khakis. But anyway, so Andy shifted gears at that point. At that point, I feel like Andy kind of had to shift gears. But before we get into the gear shifting, let's look at all the ways that Candiace really stood up for herself. And that's why I said Candiace versus everybody. Wendy was a decent assist man. Wendy had the assist, but it was literally Candiace against everybody. Okay. Now, when they started going in on this, the body shaming, I love that Candiace came prepared with facts. So they mentioned her about body shaming, and let's talk about it. So she called Ashley wide back. Ashley's back was looking a little wide after she had that baby, and most of us done had babies, and we know after we have them, we do be a little wide. I'm waiting on the lie. She talked about a forehead. She talked about some big feet. That's what we got. So let's put it together. Feet, forehead, and a wide back. That's what we got. No problem. All right. So let's go to Ashley. Now, Candiace and Wendy, I couldn't even keep track because they were putting in together. They was both making hoops together. Ashley literally said Sharice had sagging breasts. She said that Mia's cooch was beaten to a pulp. I don't know that I've ever said that a woman's cooch was beaten to a pulp. Now, I ain't mad at you for saying it if that's how you felt, but let's not sit over there, Mega Mind, and act like you have never, ever done any body shaming. And, you're body shaming me because she mentioned your forehead. Girl, you ashamed when you looked in the mirror. Your forehead wraps around. It's a panoramic forehead. Everybody said something about your forehead. Darling, I dubbed you Pennywise because that forehead lets us know that you got a lot on your mind. And I believe it should be your husband. But she actually mentioned, your body shaming me. It's absolutely ridiculous when you actually said that someone's cooch was beaten to a pulp. And yes, Nika, that sounds painful. Right. I'm not a fan of hers either, but she absolutely made a good point. And Angie, she was windmilling for her life. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I don't blame her because literally they came there prepared to gang up on her and they thought she wasn't going to be ready. Miss Thing was. And yes, I did say Mega Mind. I did. A whole lot on her mind. I know for a fact her foundation and stuff run out quick. She got a lot of square footage to cover. But that's all I'm going to say on that. And then they moved on to Karen. Oh yeah, Auntie Karen, you too. Because you sat there and talked about Giselle's fat vagina. And I don't even know how you knew she had a fat one. Like that was disturbing all by itself. And you talked about the girl's stovepipe legs. Now, am I saying she don't have stovepipe legs? I would never tell such an awful lie. Giselle does have stovepipe legs. I don't believe she got an ankle. And let me go you one further. I don't even believe she really hurt her foot. I think Giselle be wearing them sneakers and orthopedic boots and stuff to hide the fact that she doesn't have ankles. She don't want us to know ain't no ankles under there. Yeah, she did admit to that. She did, but we can't say that word. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Hey, Pisces B. Say, I think it was the fact that Ashley was pregnant that didn't sit right with people. I think what didn't sit right was that black girl making comments about that heifer because that tramp wasn't pregnant at the time. She had dropped that baby. Okay, just because you gave birth, you are not a protected class. We're all mothers. So if the only thing we got is to say, well, she hasn't had a baby yet, good luck with that. I'm not buying it. This ain't about the fact that you managed to have a baby. Girl, mosquitoes give birth. It's not a superpower. I know it's tough. We've all done it. But I'm just saying, that's right, JC Cankles. I think she wearing them orthopedic boots and them sneakers to hide the fact that she ain't got no ankles. Cassandra Joins said, oh no, y'all defending Can. Oh no, I'm not defending her. Her mouth is nasty. That's what got her in trouble last year. What I'm pointing out is the hypocrisy. Because I'm going to point that out. Because the same people that was with her last year to attack Monique are now attacking her and pretending that they didn't say any of the stuff they said last week. Hey, Queen of the Jungle. Yes, mosquitoes. They do it all the time. I'm telling you, them orthopedic boots and sneakers are a conspiracy to hide the lack of ankles on Giselle and her neck of many folds. That's exactly what's going on. Then Candiace even reminded Giselle of how you actually wore a t-shirt to point out your friend's tax woes. Okay? So they pointed it out. They pointed it all out. And then Wendy, I know this was Wendy. Wendy pointed out to Karen, you can't say that you do stuff with a twist of humor because you told everybody this girl had an STD. Hey, Kia, which is heavy. Now, mind you, the streets might have been talking, and they did point out that you call her a broken whore from Hampton University. Okay? Now, this is the truth. This is what y'all have done. So let's not play crazy about what's going on here. I think Candiace is absolutely vile. I thought she was vile last year when everybody was vilifying Monique for popping her when that girl had her hand in her face. I still don't understand what planet are we from when we got black women pretending like if somebody put their hand in your face and you tell them to get their hand out your face, that you might not reach out and touch somebody's hand. That's all I'm saying. Let's tell the truth. Say that boot was the thing Gizzard worn all season. She was hiding them cankles. The motive is different this season. Candiace need to realize none of them are their friends. Tell them, Pisces, that's what I'm saying. She got played. Her and Monique both got played. They got played by Team Yellow. Yes, ma'am. Girl, you better say it. Queen of the Jungle gonna make me shout up in here. R&M, yes, it is. It's annoying. And what's more annoying, R&M? What's more annoying is that people will watch the show and give the play-by-play, but won't nobody point out the fact that these people are hypocrites. And in Karen's and Giselle cases and Mia's, flat out bold-faced liars. It's a hot, tacky mess. Absolutely disgusting. And then let me tell you something else that I thought was disgusting was the fact that, they blame this girl for body shaming. Oh, you mentioned her big old feet, which, by the way, she sat up there on that stage, her doggone self, and said that she got a size 12 foot. Now, I understand, first off, you hollering body shaming because everybody else said it, Mia. You wasn't ashamed because somebody said your foot was big. You got a size 12 foot. You know good and hell well that foot big. I got a size 10 and I know mine big. So you not finna tell me you didn't know that big old size 12 was big before that girl told you it was big. You're not gonna tell that. Oh, R&M. Listen, between you and Queen of the Jungle, I'm finna shout. Mia put her hands in Candiace's face in the kitchen. Nobody said anything. They're not gonna say anything. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's a double standard, and the double standard is not based on whether she had a baby or not. It's a doggone complexion, and ain't nobody gonna convince me otherwise. I said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Bravo, your colorism slip is showing, sis. Pull it up. Pull it up. All up in her face, and now she's making threats of physical violence. And what was disgusting was Giselle sitting her tail over there, talking about, oh, you shouldn't say that. You know, she 3 times your size. Why is it okay for Giselle to point out the obvious? Because to be honest, Candiace talking about that girl big feet. I didn't see the big deal. I thought that was a weak read. The fact that you mentioned big feet, that was weak as hell. But they tried to turn it into, you know, the crime of the century. And I mean, they really turned it into the crime of the century. Giselle sitting over there, she 3 times your size. What the hell you call that? But pointing out the obvious, that's a great big old heifer. And she should be shamed as a great big old heifer talking about fighting a girl that much smaller than her. You don't get no cool points for stepping on squirrels with them mud mashers. Now, maybe she thought she did, but I don't know. Now, Jamie, let's see. Jamie say that part. Candiace is the same person she was last year. Yes, she is. It's the fact now everyone flipped on that light and can see the ladies and Andy should have been held to the fire. The fake woke is too much. But this is the problem. They fake woke with her now. They knew she was wrong last year, Jamie. They knew she was wrong last year, but they were willing to pretend. They were willing to pretend she was in the right. They were willing to pretend she was a victim. They was willing to pretend putting your hand all up in somebody's face is okay. Because the person they was after last year was Monique. And to them, that black girl was even more offensive because she had money. So now that they got her out the way, they more offended at you because your mama got some money. So now your little black tail need to go is what they saying. Yeah, middle-aged women on TV fighting. And that great big old heifer up there, yeah, just like on Color Purple, like Squeak said, you just a big old heifer. And now this great big old heifer up there, and she middle-aged, and so are the holes in her face, threatening to attack another grown woman in front of a camera, and Andy Cohen sitting up there smirking with his strange looking self. I swear he looked like he got Bell's palsy. I don't mean no harm. And Giselle talking about, I hope not, because she 3 times your size. Yeah, Giselle did say her hands and feet is big. But Candiace only mentioned her feet and all hell breaking loose. Right. Right. Thank you, East 32nd. They are playing a game. Bravo is using colorism. This East 32nd say. Bravo will use colorism because it seems like a us problem, where racism is a them problem. And certain people on there fall for it. Yeah, they fall for it because they benefit from it, baby. They benefit from it. Thank you, Jamie. You see what I'm talking about? These people are slime balls. That's all I'm saying. And y'all, please hit the like button as you come in. DT got the count. He say 51 people need to hit the like button. Please help a girl out. So anyway, get past that. Andy goes shifting gears, right? And he want to go to Mia about her social media. And I still feel like they was trying to really go light on her with the social media. Now, it's a good thing a scholar was there because she printed out all the little nasty tweets and stuff because she was attacking a scholar for no reason. Dare I say, is a scholar too brown too? Is a scholar's skin too brown too? Like, what is the problem, honey? What is the reason? If y'all just wanted y'all a Jack and Jill show or a Blue Vein Society show, you should have just said it and called it that. You ain't gotta act like that. But they got on her about her social media. And Andy told her she was a social media disaster. And they brought up the fact that she told that social media manager a lie. Okay? So then the heifer goes to lie even further on camera. What you say, LEL? Say, so I just finished watching that preview. Candiace broke down more than a car with 5,000 miles and I'm tired. She can't have that much mouth and be crying over every little thing. Well, y'all know she gonna cry. She showed us that last season and still ain't got that Kleenex endorsement. Ain't that a shame? So anyway, this heifer went to lying some more. I guess when you're a big old heifer, you gotta tell big old lies. So she went on, Miss Mia, that is, the big heifer in question, goes on to say, oh, my I do have a social media manager. I do have a team. And my social media manager is very close to me. She's just like me. We've been friends over 20 years. It's like we the same person. Girl, y'all are the same person. It ain't like you the same person. You are the same person. You wrote that mess yourself. And I like that it was pointed out. So you got a social media manager that gets up at 7 in the morning to attack a scholar. Is that what we doing? Like, y'all, please tell me I'm not the only one see that lie. She is definitely a black Karen. Candiace is definitely a black Karen. And Auntie Karen is showing us that she's an old liar. And I'm real shocked at her. And so she goes on to say, because Wendy pointed out, how in the world did with your social media manager know this girl lives in a townhouse? Only you would know that. And then that's when she flipped out and says, oh, well, they have to, it has to be in my words. It has to be in my word, girl, because it was you. And they really was letting this tramp slide for sitting up there telling all them lies. DT say, what a liar. You could tell Mia Edward James almost Pufferfish Thornton did all those posts. You can, because it was her same ignorant tone of speech. You can tell she's a very unlearned and uneducated sister. Well, let me not even call that thing a sister, because she's not. I'm just saying, she lies so bad. She lies so bad. I don't know if y'all caught it. She even went on social media to say, oh, the only reason a scholar was invited was because I said I wasn't coming. Mia, you either lying about that. Ain't no way that you said you wasn't coming. Or if you did say you wasn't coming, you was lying when you said it. Because you know good and well you come. Niecy Rose said, ain't nothing about Mia that says social media or manager. She need to stop. Right. Thank you, Egypt. What is the reason in my Cardi B voice? Why the lie? Ain't no social media manager did that time. I had to take back, yeah, it's a room full of petty LaBelles. You were in the right place, Angie. This is the thing. Yeah, she think of them real quick. It's almost bad as Giselle with them lies. But I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Speaking of Giselle and lies, I want y'all to go watch that clip and look at the look on Giselle's face when she tried to use the altercation alibi for their attack on Candiace. When Candiace called her out about going with Robin to go attack Ashley and have an altercation in that restaurant, the look on Giselle's face, it was like she got hit by a semi. She was not prepared to get called on her bullcrap that quick. She wasn't. Lel says Mia just likes the look of being busy and having people on payroll. She's not fooling anyone at all. At all. And then they were pointing out these tweets and how she's saying everybody's husband want to sleep with her. Everybody's intimidated by her. It was like, girl, now I was willing to give you room on that. Like maybe the ladies were giving her a hard time, or maybe they were trying to haze her in the beginning. But girl, nobody's intimidated by you. If they were intimidated by hearing that a stripper was coming on the show, I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were a lot less intimidated once they actually saw you and your feet and your face. But I'm just saying. Anyhow, so a scholar held her own. She spoke up for herself. There wasn't no way to lie out of it. People were telling her to her face, like, girl, ain't no social media manager. It was just you. It was just you. So then I saw another preview. I want to throw this in there because this one is interesting. Now, everybody keeps talking about Robin needs to go because Robin is bored. Let me tell you something. I don't have no problem with that. Robin is boring as hell. She is more entertaining when she doing them State Farm commercials. I like her on them commercials. She be funny. But on this show, she gives nothing. So I'm not mad at anyone for saying that Robin needs to go. Definitely needs to go. However, the person that I'm looking at that really need to get up out of there based on what's going on right now is Ashley. Lord, Angie said a stripper with sideshow bob feet. Okay, so apparently the sniper rifles are out, safety's off. Okay. Malicia says Mia is insecure. She tries really hard to make herself seem important, make it seem like she went from the strip club to the boardroom on her own. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. R&M says, I don't think Candiace is a Karen. She doesn't cry for sympathy. She just cries in general. Karen and Ashley are the real Karens because they use dog whistles. Now, you're right. You're right about that. You made a good point, R&M. But I'm going to say this. Candiace definitely was a black Karen last season because she was trying to weaponize those tears and post-it notes against Monique. See, just because they doing her wrong this season, I still got to tell the truth about her now. Yes, them State Farm commercials be funny as hell. When that lady come out their room, who you on the phone with? It's Jake from State Farm. Well, she sounds hideous. Yes, that's all I'm saying. She be funny on them commercials, but she ain't funny worth a darn on this show. Now, here's the thing. Ashley need to go based on what she gave us this season. This season, she ain't gave us nothing. She gave us nothing. Nothing. So Ashley tried to get a piece, y'all. I saw a little quick preview where she was trying to go toe to toe with Candiace, like she was looking for a moment. And y'all, it was amazing. I'm like, when did Candiace become so aware of the bullcrap? Like how she pointed out to them, like y'all have all done the same stuff I've done. I'm aware of myself, but y'all not aware of yourselves. You're aware of me, but you're not aware of yourselves. And pointing out that it's a whole different standard for her than it is for them. I'm just waiting for her brain to turn on and tell her why and point out the fact that you got played last year. Oh no, I know she ain't gonna go nowhere. I know it. You say she gonna continue to take the life out of Michael and put it in her womb and raise those babies in her apartment as a storyline. I know, but it's such a dry story. Like, child, don't nobody care about breastfeeding. This ain't 1985. That's the last time somebody got shook up about you breastfeeding in public. Nobody cares, Ashley. I promise you. Nobody. So anyway, she tried. Candiace really picked up on it quick. And she goes, well, you called me a slave. Robin jumps in to try to help the lie. I told y'all Jake from State Farm is very lackluster. So she jumps in and, remember at the dinner, you said and she said and you said because he drives as slaves. That girl ain't call that girl no slave. Quit lying. Quit lying. It don't make no sense. The lies they tried to tell. Robin tried to help her and couldn't even get it over the net. It was ridiculous. It was a ridiculous. I'm telling you, it was like watching it was like watching a volleyball match, and the person that's serving couldn't get it across the net, and the person that's there in front of the net couldn't even tip it over. Robin couldn't even tip it over. And production proved that it was a lie. Candiace was like, you brought up a tweet from 2 years ago at that dinner where I called him an overseer for some reason or another. Ashley did lie at that dinner because she was trying to get a rise out of Candiace. She wanted a moment. And she called it talking about a slave driver. The girl never said slave or driver. She said overseer. Production proved it. They showed the clip and highlighted actually what the girl said. And she said, well, you called me a slave. It just didn't happen. It's a 2-year-old tweet. And so I loved it. Candiace was like, yeah, nah, never happened. Try to get your moment somewhere else. Earn your check another way. And she told her, you basically picking a fight because you ain't got nothing else going on. And I said, where's the lie? I'm telling you, did I get the lines right from the Jake from State Farm commercial? It's one of my favorite commercials. I love Robin in that commercial. See, y'all ain't gonna do her like that. That's her scene, okay? She is great in that commercial. Candiace ain't just picked up on it. She been watching y'all in these lives telling her the truth. You right, she do watch. That's why she be trying to steal people jokes and steal Gabor's lines. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did call her a milkmaid. Now, I thought that was funny. You say you already said plantation production featuring Master Andy. Right. Now, if anything, Michael is the slave. Ashley is closer to being a dairy farm heifer than she is to being a slave. See, I don't even see it like that. I don't feel like Michael no slave. Michael got her there. Michael wanted a young girl to do nasty things with because she was willing to do nasty things with him and other men and other women. Hello, good night. And so now Miss Thing done flipped the script, got her a couple of babies. She got ATM and Moneybag Yo. That's right, ATM and Moneybag Yo to make sure that she can get paid even if he roll out. So even if he see a new young girl that he want to do dirty things with, she gonna make sure she get her money. Yeah, that's what they said, Deborah. That's what they said. I ain't say it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there was no lie. I saw no lie. Ashley got nothing going on. She got absolutely nothing. And she's sitting up there, yeah, I've been getting it, and I'm gonna keep getting this check. I was getting this check before you got on the couch. Yeah, don't pull your black sin out your behind, your fake black sin out your behind now, Ashley. When you was running around there making sure that you sounded real clear while you were trying to demonize this black girl. All of a sudden, you want to pull out your sister girl routine when you think you straightening somebody. Ashley, don't straighten out nothing. Don't do it. Don't even straighten your hair no more. It wasn't your look. It was a mess. And the fact that, hey, Wani, and the fact that she really thought that she was gonna be able to get some kind of, gump out of, some type of bump or some type of fire out of Candiace, and Candiace gave her nothing, paid her dust, and called her out on what she was doing. Then she goes, well, the stuff you says, it really irks me. And no, don't drop your voice to it really irks me. And now you back to talking like a clear woman. You was just sister girl 2 seconds before that. And then what I really laughed at Candiace for, then you're gonna go so far. Hey Takesha, you're gonna go so far as to say, and I know Gabor don't mind. I'm just saying, she watching because she's stealing jokes. People steal from me all the time. I went looking on the Bravo pages and somebody had stole my joke calling the girl Pennywise. People steal from me on the regular. I don't mind either. But that don't mean that I don't reserve the right to point out that you a whole thief up in these streets. Now let's call a thing a thing. Now, Ashley is not winning. Ashley played herself. She tried to get a fight with that girl. She didn't give it to her. So now, according to Mimi, Ashley is just an incubator for a rotten zombie. I'm through. Lamonte Taylor, hey, I hope Robin and Ashley do not return next season and get Giselle all the way together. But this is what's going to be interesting. If you take all the actual black girls off, ain't nobody left to get it together. Ain't nobody left to get them together because Karen just gonna back down because she don't feel like arguing with nobody. She got other stuff to do. What else? What else is gonna happen? Mia just gonna run around telling lies and flip flop, and then that will put a scholar out because she's supposed to be Robin friend on the show. Right now, Toffee Mocha, you said it. I ain't gonna say it, but you sure said it. And see what happened is Ashley upgraded herself. She didn't wait to be upgraded. Right. Keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, Ashley brings nothing to the show this season. Now she might have been part of the storylines and the theme and the drama in seasons past. But this season, she brought absolutely nothing. And I do mean nothing. Girl, I ain't on their neck. I'm just telling the truth. LEL said if you take Robin off the show, Giselle just gonna bring her around all the time, so it won't make a difference. That's true. Now that's a very good point. Hey, Josie Ann said if there's no Robin, you don't need Giselle. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Kim Bird. But this is the thing. So let's ask this question. If anybody needs to go, because Andy tried to put that out there. Oh, I'm waking up to tweets of people saying fire Candiace, like they're not saying fire Erica Jane or fire Lisa Rinna. Okay. Hell, you got Ramona Singer with her racist behind making all kind of comments and people saying fire Ramona Singer, but he put that out there. So if y'all gotta say Okay, let me just see in the chat. Who do y'all think don't need to come back? Give me 2 names. Who don't need to come back next season? Because, see, I already told y'all my 2. I told y'all my 2. Ashley brings Benjamin Button's kids. I'm through. I'm not finna talk about ATM and Moneybag Yo. They're the next big rap superstars. Robin's only friends are her boys. And it shows. It shows. But who are the 2 that need to go? Say they should hire Pastor Coochie Pop as a full-time housewife. I don't think she lives up there, does she? Hey, Stu S. or saying fire Andy. I don't know. Yeah, they saying fire Andy. Right, right. There's tweets saying, and you know what? They've been saying fire Andy for a long time. Say Candiace needs to leave so these women can figure out which black woman they can attack. Well, you know, it's nothing to figure out. If they get rid of her, there ain't nobody, the only black person left is Wendy. Yep, they say fire Teresa too. So who needs to go? Okay. Karen Denby. Hey, Karen Denby says Andy and Rob Bass need to go. Okay. Robin and Ashley. All right. Escalade and rob him. Okay. Robin and Ashley. Robin and Ashley. Yeah, clear the deck of all those wenches. That ain't bad either. Robin and Ashley. Yep. You say Ashley counts as 2 because she gonna have one in her belly. More than likely, I think she counts as 2 anyway if you count that forehead. Ashley, Robin and Ashley. Dang, Robin and Ashley. Rob Bass and Pennywise. Don't nobody so nobody thinks that Giselle should go. I mean, she is, they gonna keep her there anyway, but I guess she does give everybody a reason to talk because she's always doing something ridiculous, attacking other women. Even though if we gotta tell the truth, Giselle ain't brought nothing to the show in a long time either. Unless you call getting read and told off, bringing something. Or, well, no, let me take that back. She brought us that yard full of construction materials. Now that was interesting. Robin and Andy, all right. Lamonte Taylor say bring some new housewives. Robin and Ashley. Okay. Nisi Rose says, now see, I'd like to know more about a scholar and Robin's friendship. It doesn't seem authentic to me. If you ask me, Giselle seems to be Robin's only lonely best friend. Right. And if Sharice is to be believed, her and Robin were the ones that was friends, and she the one introduced her to Giselle, and then they just kind of butted up and butted her out. No, I absolutely do not think Sharice should come back. I think Sharice is not a nice person. Sharice is not entertaining. Sharice don't even give us any good jokes. Like, I mean, you can look at Sharice all day and don't a joke come to mind. Everything about Sharice is just depressing and sad. Even them lies she tell just be sad. You say rob him definitely needs to go. You say she got a forehead like the Predator. You think she got that stealth mode bracelet? I hope so. Tasha Renee said we want to see Giselle stand on her own without Robin. I want to see that. I would love to see that. I really would. Takesha Pickens says Giselle and Robin together, they don't do much. They don't. Lord, Mimi, that's why she the head sniper. She said Giselle brings her loneliness to the show. All right, it makes sense. Now, Danica Chapman says, hey, Queen, they will never get rid of Ashley. She would have to leave because Michael has so much money. Michael used to own the Watergate. He can buy Bravo. That's why they don't mess with it. I mean, I guess if the Bravo was selling, Giselle will still be there doing Andy and Bravo's bidding. Right. I think that's for sure why Giselle going to be there forever. Like forever, ever. But they keep pretending like, everything Ashley does is A-okay. Malicia says, I picked the most boring too. I did enjoy seeing Gizzard getting red down to her poor ankles. Man, I just want to see Gizzard's ankles. That's all. Not Stewie Griffin. Y'all are rough. Y'all are rough. Okay. But yeah, but definitely back to that point, I would definitely love to see Giselle have to stand on her own 2 feet and not depend on Rob Bass to jump in every time she gets caught in her crap and somebody's telling her off. Lord, not better than Comedy Central. Yeah, Sharice was depressing. Sharice was depressing. Like I'm telling you, watching her, you gonna end up on meds. Deborah say Robin is enough for two boring people. She is. Oh, she is. Leave Juan and take her off. Take Candiace off and put Mama Dorothy on. Um, Giselle, just put her daughters on and take her off. Karen, I mean, we can do her in small doses, but behind her showing us that she will lie and scheme with people, because she was definitely in on this scheme. The way her and Giselle kept grinning at each other, like they were definitely scheming together. Them kids need to be on the show, and Giselle need to be off. Now you say Sharice looks like she needs an upgrade on her botch self. I don't know what you can do to Sharice. Oh, that's bad. Lord, Mimi say put J Mall's new bed buddy on there. I can't put that on the screen. Yeah, she didn't even know her own truth. So it's interesting. I'm gonna say this much, y'all, and I'm gonna get on up out of here. But this part two that's coming up Sunday, I hope y'all pay close attention. I think we're about to see the gang up. We're about to see the colorist line in the sand clearly drawn, and we clearly see that it's Team Yellow versus Team Black Girl. So it's anybody's game at this point. Danica said Sharice spent her children's college money. She wouldn't come back to be embarrassed. After though, Sharice want to be back so bad. Oh yeah, she wants to be back so bad. And how you spend your children money? Okay. Listen, let me get on up out of here, y'all. I just wanted to pop in real quick to let y'all know, if you ain't seen the preview or the sneak peek to part two of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion that's on Instagram right now, definitely know it's on the Bravo Shade Room. Check it out so y'all can see that for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Go and see what these heifers actually said. All right. And before we go, one more from our head sniper, Mimi. Hold on. She said Sharice is shaped like a shoebox. And that, folks, is all she wrote. I'm going to leave on that note. I don't even want to add nothing to that. If y'all ain't like the video on the way in, please, please, please like the video on the way out. Okay, please leave us a like. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Hit the notification bell and make sure you click all so you can know every time we go live over here with me and the Royal family. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.